Hey, coming to you live from the Pacific Northwest, where I'm at. It's cold and it hasn't rained the last couple of days. Run a little late. I was gonna start at 9:30, but I forgot to put my ice back in the freezer, so I kind of put it off. So when my phone gets hot, it'll be cold. But yeah, I was just talking with a good confidant the other day, and he was like, "Oh, you should probably do more live streams." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try that." But just a reminder, we're gonna continue to do Saturday night Stooges stream with at least three or four of us in my little group, and it'll be at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. So we talked about some topics the last couple of days and had some really good conversations. Had a lot of fun. This is all offline, but we had some stuff go on today in our secure messaging app that was pretty funny. And sometimes you want to share that with other people, but without the other three, three people or two people agreeing to it, I don't want to share. So, but yeah, we had a lot of fun today. But I don't know. I mean, I've been just keeping track of, trying to keep track of that, what's going on with the Rittenhouse case, and then OSHA came out today and reversed their orders on the mandate. So we'll see what happens. I still think it's too late for your average private company, especially bigger companies that have already implemented it, and they're just going to probably continue with it. And of course, here in Oregon, they just extended the mask mandate until next year, indefinitely, I guess. So just another reason to get out of Oregon probably in March. I'm still not sure where I'm going to go. Maybe South Dakota. Just not sure yet. But anyway, a couple topics in the description box there. If anybody wants to come up and talk, thought I'd try one more time for our open panel. So let me get over to the chat here. AB's in the house. Hey, Wolfie. Oh, there's my buddy Forge Equity. Hey, Watcher. Hey, you sent some good information today, man. Thanks for the heads up on that stuff. But let me see if I can get the link in here if anybody wants to come up. Been an interesting week so far, that's for sure. And I don't know. I didn't watch the Biden thing. I saw the clips where he was driving the electric SUV or whatever it was, and it's like, man, nobody should give the keys to a car to that freaking feeble old man. Gosh, I could make videos every day on Biden, but it's like I can't stand his stories about telling the same stories over and over again, and talking about his his son Hunt or his son Bo. Man, he never talks about his daughter Ashley. And I'm not sure if anybody knows what's going on with that, but if not, go over to Project Veritas. They just dropped another good video. I think it was last night or yesterday. Pretty damn good shit. James O'Keefe, he does a good job, and he's doing what 60 Minutes used to do back in the 70s and 80s. Real journalism. But and then it's pretty good because he interviews a CBS local station, um, whatever they call him, the guy that controls the news and stuff, narrative and stuff, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So anyway, if anybody wants to come up, I'm not going to go too long tonight unless somebody wants to come up because I don't know. I don't have a lot to talk about. I don't think anybody cares about my opinions. I mean, other than my mom, which I talked to my mom tonight, and yeah, it was a good conversation. I sent her something that she had already seen, um, which I was like, "Damn, mom, you're getting on stuff faster than I am now." But it was that Laura. If anybody saw that, Lauren Boebert on the House floor today called out Illian Omar and uh, Shagwell, Swalwell from I think he's from California. who he had that affair and was sleeping with Fang Fang, that Chinese spy. It was freaking hilarious. Let me see. Mainstream media isn't that newsworthy anymore, is it? Nah, it sure isn't. And up here in the Northwest, it was pretty good during last year with the riots and 120 days, and they covered it fairly well, even though they omitted what they some videos that I caught from streamers or whatever. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet up here in the Northwest, other than it's I think about Seattle and north. They just got hammered with rain. There's all kinds of flooding, and I guess the guy got washed away, and I think they finally found his body. And saw something tonight. Vancouver Island got hit really bad, but thank God that a couple big storms stayed just north of me, about 50, 60 miles. So all we got down here was wind the other day, and then it was crystal clear today. I actually got to see Mount Adams. Had snow all over it, and that's up in Washington, 112 miles away. And usually don't see it in the wintertime, but on a clear day like today, that's a 12,000-foot mountain. So it's beautiful, beautiful. But I don't know. Anybody got any topics they want to talk about in chat if they don't want to come up? I've been kind of laying low on doing so many videos lately. Just it's getting hard to take in so much information and checking news sites, and like I haven't checked California forever. Every once in a while, I pop over there, but I was usually trying to keep track of what's going on in Denver. Check Ohio every couple of days because that's where I was born. My mom's at, and there's not much going on that I can see. And Portland, we got our biased media stations, but we do have some. There's some quote newspapers that they don't print newspapers anymore, but they do some good reporting on their websites and stuff. So, just wonder what's going on with AB, Mr. Trucker guy. Was hoping to get a saw him show up. Was hoping to get a lowdown on what's going on in the trucking industry. So, haven't heard much lately, other than there's a trucker shortage and they're advertising, on the radio for the trucking schools and stuff. But otherwise, been pretty damn quiet up here in the Northwest. What's the governor of South Dakota doing these days? I don't know. Looking pretty good though. That's what I can say. That's kind of an inside thing. Yeah, Chris, got nothing to say on that right now. But yeah, a little inside joke there. But yeah, I don't know. South Dakota doesn't have very good news outlets either. I mean, they don't. I mean, it's a big state but low population, and it's just the news stations there and the websites kind of suck. And hey, it's all looks like all local news, which yeah they should cover, but they should cover more important stuff because half the crap I get leads on are from say somebody from Twitter. Mostly I get all my intel from the radio. I'm like, holy crap, I got to go look that up. I'll go to YouTube first. I'm like, oh, there's nothing there. And then I'll go to DuckDuckGo and put in some crap and, click news and then change the dates to make sure it's in the last week. And then, I'll go to Twitter or some obscure website might have some information that's linked to a Facebook and or an Instagram, and I just pop over there. And half the time, by the end of the day, I don't remember where I saw crap really. Um, oh yeah, she looks good riding horses out on a buffalo hunt. Yep. Hey, that's another thing, man. I was gonna send it to you guys last night, Watcher and Forged Equity. Did you guys see that? It's kind of crappy in my opinion. It's not pure Ted Nugent, but Ted Nugent put out a new song. It's called "Come and Get It." It's okay. I mean, it's not like '70s Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever or Wango Tango or something like that. But yeah, pretty good. And I think Glenn Beck was no, it wasn't Glenn Beck. It was Michael Berry was talking about on the radio tonight, or maybe it was Glenn Beck. I don't know. I got the radio going all day long, but one of them was talking about some new song. I can't remember what it was called. I wasn't just kind of listening from afar, and I guess it's the top three iTunes downloads were like "F Joe Biden" and or "Let's Go Brandon" and this other song I never heard of, but it's pretty funny. Uh, oh yeah. Governor Newsom extended his emergency powers. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that to happen here in Oregon. Jeez. I mean, they just extended the mask. Well, it's OHA, which is the Oregon Health Authority. And of course, the businesses here in Oregon are going to go, bah, bah, we're going to comply. We're going to comply. I mean, geez, I still haven't gone to the Walmart in like 6 months because I just don't even want to get near there. But I got to kick myself in the butt one day and just go up there and see what the hell's going on up at Walmart. Smallpox seems to be bubbling up again. Hmm. Oh yeah, I did see that. I can't remember. I saw a quick article on that. But there wasn't much detail, but I think it's somewhere back east where 21 vials of the vaccine that were screwed up or something. I mean, I didn't really dig into that today. I was looking at other stuff and then kind of taking a break. So, hey, if you got any more info on that, feel free to come up and talk about that. Hey, Hexafoods is in the house. Yeah, Hexafoods. I think if you just probably Google smallpox, and then or DuckDuckGo it or something, then like click on news. There you may see it. It was earlier this morning when I saw it, but Watcher water plant in Jackson, Mississippi had EPA visit a few days ago too. Oh, really? Huh. Huh. Yeah, we don't get too much news from the South, that's for sure. Oh, Hexafoods. Yeah, I mean, my mom said it was snowing in northern Ohio. I think it was yesterday or the day before, um, up on the lake. But all right, cool. You've been watching, sweet. Yeah, I know. I mean, some people don't like to get in and comment, but oh, somebody just sent me a notification, but I don't want to click on that because it'll take me out of the stream. And since I don't have any co-hosts or guests to hold down the fort while I go check that, I just guess I'll hang out for a little bit longer, see if anybody wants to come up. I know there's somebody who's probably getting home right about now, and it's probably going to be 15, 20 minutes or longer, even if they wanted to come up. It'd be that long before they came up. But I don't know, running late today, had to make sure the dog was out and put my damn ice pack in the freezer. I got a flat ice pack, so when my StreamYard heats up my phone, I can just put it on it cools it down, and then I can hear people. And yeah, hey, yeah, Wolfie. Okay, cool, sweet. How's it going down there in the Southwest? Got two Southwesterners in here tonight. I know I'm kind of looking forward to this weekend for the football games. College football, that's all I watch pretty much. I don't like any other pro sports are too woke and liberal and shit. But my Oregon Ducks play uh, Utah, number 3, and then my home state town, Ohio State. I think they're playing Michigan State. So go Ohio State, go Oregon Ducks, man. I'm doing pretty good in the college football playoff with two favorite teams in the top 10. Oh, it's weird out there. Yeah, I really haven't checked much news where you're at down there in your state, but I don't know. I think Haven't heard much about the audits across the country. Not specifying which state, but what happened to Linwood? What happened to Sidney Powell? What happened to the Kraken? What happened to all that crap? Just kind of poof, disappeared, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. YouTube's deleting comments right and left. I did. What? It's really weird because I think you posted a comment on one of my videos today, and it was there on YouTube. But when I went to YouTube Studio, it showed I had 4 comments, and there was nothing there. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh yeah, they're playing Michigan after Michigan State. Yep, and being from Northern Ohio, I remember growing up, man, up there, close to Toledo area. Man, they just, all my relatives hated Michigan drivers. They'd see a Michigan driver's plate, go, "Oh, damn, go back to your own state, man." I mean, that was back in the '70s, but anyway, all right, I'm gonna put myself on mute for a second. I gotta go get the ice pack, so hang on a second. All right, let's see here. Getting my rainbow flag and my Speedo ready for when Skoda shoots down the Gatorade juice. Yeah, I know you were gonna do it. Oh crap! I just dropped my phone for a second. Um, yeah, you were gonna do that if Governor Newsom got recalled. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and I didn't get video of you running down with your rainbow flag and your Speedo. uh, Hang on a second here. Biden has a bipartisan infrastructure bill for EPA to help. That includes water. Okay. Yeah, it's been hard to keep track of what the hell they're putting in and out of this Build Back Broke plan. And I heard somebody today, it was pretty funny. They were said it's build a bear some God, I can't remember what it was. Freaking hilarious. So Build a Bear. Remember the Build a Bear where you go to the mall and build a bear, but it was like Build a Bear broke or something like that. It was freaking hilarious. Um, okay, there you go. Focus on community today. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and family. Awesome. Yep. And not much is going on up here. I can't find more. When I get out, I try to talk to people, and nobody seems to be interested in doing anything. And we still got people up here driving around with masks in their car and shit. It's pretty crazy. But I'm seeing more people that go into places that don't have, there more people are not wearing masks now. Um, but I mean, up in the Seattle area, you got to have, and some bars and restaurants in Portland do it too. But up in Seattle, you got to have a vaccine passport, and you got to or show proof of a negative test. And it's like way to kill business. And then they just put out they got private security for people that work in the county building there, the county courthouse, to get back to their transit station or the ferries there, because crime's been really bad around the courthouse. They had a homeless camp outside the courthouse, and there was a rape there inside the courthouse, and there's a lot of people that worked at the county courthouse were. Oh, we got a guest coming up. A lot of people that were working at the. Oh, Wolfie's gonna come up. Sweet, haven't talked to her for a long time. How
Hey,
you doing, girl? Good to
I've
talk to
been
you.
doing. There,
uh,
there's, well, you know I'm an empath, and I've talked to you about that before.
yeah,
We're
absolutely.
we're we're into a different. I guess you could say it's a different time. There was a shift, so we're into a different. I don't even know what the word for it is. To where our senses are off. All of us are off. All of this that we're going through now is new, and we're having to, I guess you say, find our way blindly. I've actually been picking up on more that hasn't been normal for this year because I'm like I said, I was moving blind. I was walking blind. I've actually been picking up on a lot more. The energies are changing. There's a lot of heavy energy, but there's also something else that's present. And I've noticed that as that changed, there's been a lot more events going on in different states and different countries, different things to distract us for what's going on here and not what's going on out there,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll tell you.
I think, and this is just my gut feeling, and I have to follow it because if I don't, I end up in worse shape. So I'm just gonna put it out there, and you can make of it what you will. I have a distinct feeling that we're actually being distracted by everything that's going on around us because they don't want you to look within so that you can figure out who you are. Because we're supposed to be moving forward and we're going to move forward. We all know that the end is coming eventually. We got who knows when. It's a matter of preparing for it. And if you're not prepared for it physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're not ready for what's coming. Now, a lot of us are prepared physically. A lot of us have bug out situations, water preps, food preps, power outages. A lot of us are good there. Now we're focusing on nitpicking different YouTubers. Now we're focusing on nitpicking different events that are going on socially here in our world, in our communities. When what we should be focusing on is what's right in front of us, our families, our loved ones, how to make sure they're going to be safe with the coming energy shifts. Because those energy shifts are turning people on people.
Oh,
I don't know if you've noticed it, but
yeah,
I
no,
have.
I agree. I mean, in my opinion, I think the country's going back, backwards with
Yeah, we are.
segregation and whatever. But I read a book, and some people might be familiar with it back in the '90s, called "The Quickening," and it talked about how the pace of things is speeding up, and it was into the esoteric kind of stuff, which
Right, right.
I'm into. I'm into somewhat, not deep, deep,
Exactly. I get that.
yeah, but you can, yeah, definitely sense. And I'll tell you what, our pets really sense stuff. And, um, you
Yep.
know, my dog, I could be thinking about going to the store. And as soon as I think about it, he starts going, "Well, you're going to leave? You're going to, he starts getting up from a nap or something, walking around. And I'm like, I haven't gone, I haven't done anything yet, dude. I haven't put on my hat or my coat or anything. But he's,
That should speak volumes to
yeah,
you.
right.
They're actually the animals. If you
Right.
pay attention, if
Yep.
you've got pets, try it. I guarantee you it'll work.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
They're at the energies are
Oh, lost audio. Uh-oh. Dang it. StreamYard. Mic check for me. Okay. It looks like my end's working. Hey, Wolfie, somehow your audio cut out. Anybody
can
hear?
you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, they did it again. Okay. What I was saying is pay close attention to your animals. The energy shift, what I mean, there's a difference and you'll actually notice it. You can try it now. Your animals will actually almost hear you without you saying a word, without you making a move, without you even changing your body clock, anything. It's almost like they're picking up on us. The energies are changing to where the animals can almost hear us, but they can hear us in their way. Now, if you tuned in enough, you can hear them as well. We can
I don't know,
communicate
man.
with
I'd love
animals.
to.
It's
I'd love to
weird.
know what my
It's
dogs
weird.
think.
It's just what I've noticed. It's been very weird lately.
Okay, we're 5x5 for both of us now. Okay, thanks, Watcher. Cool.
That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many problems with StreamYard since I've been using it, where audio cuts out, or people drop off, or my phone gets too hot and I can't hear anybody, and or have to pop out, pop back in, and but then again, the powers that be,
Right, right.
they're doing what
They
they do.
are who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
All
And the
right, I'm
evil,
gonna go
and
ahead
the
and mute myself. I gotta run back to the
Yeah, no
house.
worries, no worries. But the powers that be, and thanks for coming up if you can still hear me, um, showing some boldness there. But yeah, I think the powers that be, they're evil. They know what they're doing. Um, it's just, I guess that's probably why I stopped, posting so many videos, because it was like I could waste all this time, doing this and getting no return on investment. But then again, it was like, after my original channel got shut down after having 1,015 subscribers, I was like, all right, I'm done. And then I thought, I basically restarted my channel just so, my mom would know what the hell was going on. And now, like I said, she's so up on stuff, or at least up on more stuff, that she's, if I send her something, she's like, I already knew that. And I was like, dang, mom. But hi, mom. I'll try no vulgarity tonight. So, she watches all my stuff. But let me go here to chat, and anybody else wants to come up. Let's see, can I get that in there? I think that'll work. Okay, just kind of pause there for a second. But yeah, still trying to hash out what we're going to talk about on Saturday with the Stooges there. But it's like every day, something changes, and I don't know. It's there could be riots by Saturday, you know, in Kenosha. Who knows? And I don't know if anybody watched part of that today, but I watched part of it, where they basically showed video that, I mean, the whole video thing on that one drone video is, I don't know. The judge should have called a mistrial, or threw that crap out, in my opinion. And then, of course, the jury wanted to see that. So, and instead of taking the 4K TV up to the jury room, they cleared out the entire courtroom for the jury to come down with nobody in it. Like, that was pretty smart. They could have just moved the 4K TV up. Don't blame me for cussing tonight. I can't go up on a on a panel. I don't care if you cuss, dude. My mom just doesn't like it when I do it. We can do that. I'm trying to get better about it, but then again, I was in the military, and you know, I don't have a mouth like a sailor, but I'm talking about somebody in chat here. But yeah, I don't have a mouth like a sailor, but I can cuss up pretty good. And when I was in the military, everything was f this and shit, and uh, crazy. But yeah. So we'll see if Wolfie's gonna come back. If nobody else wants to come back, I don't know how long I can do this. We're half hour into this, and just to be honest, these streams, if you don't have somebody up here to have your back, it's kind of hard to keep going. I'm not a radio personality, even though I wish I was. Sailor's got nothing on you. I don't know, man. I worked with a couple Marines. They were pretty bad too, or ex-Marines, I should say. But Air Force guys are more polite, because they're a wimpy branch, in my opinion. Okay, we got another guest coming up. Let's see here. Okay, JC's gonna come up. It's Ad Navy here. What's going on, Navy? Audio check. Mic check. Mic check. Can't hear you, JC. As usual. It's that damn Android phone, dude. Telling you. Inside joke. Inside joke.
Yeah.
Mic check. Mic check. Okay.
Uh,
Mute. Yeah, okay. All right. Now I can hear you a little bit. The volume's a little low, but.
all right.
Oh, nope. There you go. Perfect.
What's up, man?
Just hanging in there. Freaking, it was cold this morning, and Remo didn't want to get up out of bed this morning because it was so cold. So,
Damn.
yeah.
I see you got Wolfie up there tonight.
Yeah. It's nice because I haven't talked to her for a couple months at least.
Yeah. Good. I
Huh.
hope she's doing well down there.
Yeah, you were almost in her neck of the woods. I don't
Yep.
want to specify, but yeah, you were almost in her neck of woods a while back.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so.
Gonna probably be out there again in December.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Got a little extended my last extended 3 day there. So yeah, I'll be heading out again in December. So
Oh, hey, I forgot I was gonna say it at the beginning of the stream too, because I mean I had so much on my mind. But I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to approach your fourth victory down there in the communist state of California for your former, or I mean your coworker down there. If not, we can cover that Saturday if you want to, or I know you put up a good video on Rumble today, so yeah.
yeah, I think we can elaborate more on it on Saturday
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I
because
just thought, I wanted to
you
say,
know,
there's at least some people out there taking action and getting some shit done. So I wanted to use that as
actually, yeah,
a
I
point
can
of
add
reference.
to it because we're going to actually pursue them at the federal level now too. So
Okay,
that just heated up today,
yeah.
and
So hey, that's just something I was thinking about, and like I said, maybe Saturday night we can talk about it, and
yeah, yeah,
or I know the story already, so
yeah,
uh,
good to go.
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, share a lot of information with folks and prove that you can make a difference if you're courageous enough and you want to step up and you want to do a little work. You can make a big difference um, with your you know you can learn some things along the way and you can make a big difference. And that's just like I heard Wolfie saying earlier. So many distractions out there. You gotta concentrate on what's right in front of you, and that's the old what's happening in the left hand. Nobody sees what's happening in the right hand thing and all that stuff. But yeah, um, sorry, took some oxygen out of the room there, but yeah, yeah,
So hey, you said the governor down, or Governor dipshit down there extended his emergency powers. Where's your legislature, man? I know the answer, but I had to ask.
yeah. Oh, it just he's doing it by executive order. He's
Right.
and anybody who's got an IQ over 61 probably knows um, that these executive orders. Well, see, this was his emergency powers. So, yeah, unfortunately, and it's very much the same in most states that once a governor declares that there's a state emergency, um, by most legislative provisions in each state, um, it actually does. Um, Now, this is just the emergency. This is not just everybody needs Gatorade juice. This is a state
Right.
of emergency.
Right.
When he does that and invokes that, it supersedes and usurps most local authorities in cities, towns, and counties throughout the state. He can pretty much, do the General Sherman through the South deal. Anything
Right.
that he has to do,
Burn it. Yep.
yeah, burn it down. And this is what he extended through March of 22 today.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm really worried about it here in Oregon because this is the temporary emergency powers because I mean here in Oregon it's the legislature didn't do crap because they're all liberals, but that power that Kate Brown invoked March of 2020 was only supposed to last 30 days, and then there was lawsuits, and of course they went to our liberal Supreme Court, and liberal Supreme Court said no, and it's like, can't you guys read the freaking law? You know, After 30 days, it needs to be approved by the legislature, but judges probably thought, well, the legislature is all controlled by Democrats, and we're Democrats, so we're just gonna say no. So
yeah, well, again, that's I'll just tie it back to the point that was made today by Wolfie. Is if you're not concentrating on what's going on in your local jurisdictions, then you have yourself to thank. And that's my opinion. It's kind of a strong opinion, but that's my opinion. And I'm saying that because I've learned from my own experience walking the talk.
sure, and God, I don't know how many times I've admitted, back in my in my early 20s, I really didn't care about crap. I was like, oh, gotta, I want to get married, and got married and had dogs and bought a house, and once I started paying property taxes on my house, I was like, holy crap, I need to start paying attention to crap because people think politics doesn't matter. Like, well, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you may hate politics, but if you don't know what's going on, in your own, county or state, let alone what the I was about ready to use a bad word there, but the MFers in Washington are doing. It's
Yep.
I mean, there's nobody to blame but yourself. Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Right. And
Because
that's
I heard the judge the other day in the Rittenhouse trial. They were talking about how I was watching. I was thinking, I've never heard, or I've heard people try to state how many laws are in the United States. And I think the best estimate was 300 some thousand. And the judge stated in that trial, well, it's every citizen's duty to understand the law. And it's like, geez, nobody would be able to work, nobody would be able to do shit because they'd be reading $300,000 or 300,000 plus laws.
yeah. Yeah.
I just don't.
Well,
I don't get agreement. Well, if you don't know the law, well, I mean, common law, everybody knows, be kind to other people, and golden rule and all that crap, and hey, don't speed down the highway and stuff. But when it comes to these obscure laws like the FBI uses, and the government uses to get somebody in, IRS nitpicking crap, it's like, well, how the hell would somebody know that? Well, you didn't read the 1,000-page law on this or whatever. I don't agree with that, man.
yeah.
I just don't agree with that shit.
Well, I'm gonna do an expose on the 1.2 trillion. I told you that yesterday.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And we're gonna share. We're gonna expose and share all the great um, all the great candy and Snickers bars and ice cream cones and unicorns and rainbows that are in that bill, and we're gonna share it. Share it, and it's all right there. It's there, but like you said, like you just said, who's gonna who amongst you will go into the fire with a can of gas? Who will you know who will venture into the fire? I've got my hand up. I'm volunteering.
Yeah. Well,
So,
my opinion. My opinion on that. It's like 0.5% of the population. I mean,
mhm.
who goes to who goes to Congress.gov at least once a week, or your state legislature once a week.
I do.
Like,
I do. I do. I
cool,
do.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I mean, I do it too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. You got 10 minutes. Oh, I got feedback from somebody.
Hmm.
JC, it may be you. Yeah, it is you.
I can mute out while you're talking if you want.
Yeah, okay, because Wolfie's muted. So
Okay. I'll mute and let you continue, sir.
yeah, okay. I was just saying, it yeah, I agree. It's our responsibility to know what's going on, but sometimes you pop over there and there's not much going on, and you may miss something, and that's why you look to other sources that are like minded that have the time to go research stuff, and then you can dig it into it yourself. Like you give me a lot of good information about what's going on, with bills and laws and stuff, and I was doing that for a while, but there was no interest, and I don't think anybody gave a real, they didn't give a rip. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna look at it myself, but I'm just not gonna cover it in a video or send it to people, because I would send stuff to people and you get no response. It's like, oh, I'm too lazy to freaking read 2 pages of shit to understand what's going on in our great state of Oregon, you know. But anyway.
Well, that's to me, and you've heard me say it many times. That's one of our biggest problems in America is that people, most folks just don't care. And big part of that is people want to live their lives and be free and do what they want to do, and that's cool. But you know,
Right,
um,
but the whole point of that, and we talk about this offline too. I don't want to get into too much of what we talk about, but that's like, well, what's going to happen when we get to communism or extreme socialism like Venezuela or something? People are going to be complaining. It's like, huh, you you had a chance, and you let the country collapse. Because I mean, just me personally, I'm not trying to be negative Nelly or anything, but I think we're on the road to some really bad crap coming, and you know, it's nice to get Wolfie's, and other people's opinions, but I mean, I think of myself as a realist. I try to, the Bible, esoteric stuff, whatever, but then I look at reality, and we were born in the greatest nation on earth ever to exist, and we're just gonna let it vaporize and piss away into the wind. It freaking hurts me, inside, because I definitely don't want to live in Venezuela, or let's say Hungary, pre 1989, or any other Eastern Bloc country. I mean, geez, I was over in Germany right after the wall came down, and man, I got to go to a German reunification. I mean, just huge party in the city of Worms. Um, and I
mhm.
mean, it was amazing to see all these people unite, and they were so happy their country was back together. And now look at them; they're starting to slip and slide and fall. You know, with plus they're controlled by Russia and the natural gas, and they're dependent on Russia for most of their crap, which we won't produce more LNG and send it over to them so they can use that. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'll get off
yeah.
my soapbox for now.
I think you got Lance showed up, and who else? You got Lance showed up. I don't know if you saw that in the chat or not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, hang on a second. Let me check chat. Uh, yeah, Watcher. Yeah, okay, Lance. Welcome in, man. Appreciate you showing up.
yeah, so we'll see, man. I don't you know I don't know if Wolfie's still there. I don't want to suck all the oxygen out of the room either. So because I can do that real easy. That's one of my things. But
She's probably reloading those. Let's see. Things that are filled with lead. They're not candles, kind of thing. I mean,
oh, I see. I see.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. By the way, I got a big production weekend coming up here. I got a big order
Oh, yeah.
coming in tomorrow. So
Yeah, if
yeah,
anybody, what's your candle channel? Jimmy Craft.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Craft,
Craft. Would you still got my?
Jimmy
I made
Craft down on the bayou. What's that?
I made that commercial for you. How's that doing? I haven't
Yeah,
checked.
yeah, yeah. You did great work on that, man.
Yeah, no, I
You
mean, I 6 months or 8 months since I've done that, I'm like, man, I could have done a better job on that shit. But yeah,
yeah, it was pretty damn good, and it's still there. It's on my Instagram.
okay,
It's I only use for marketing. You know that, and
right, right.
on my Jimmy Craft YouTube channel, Jimmy Craft. I feel
And
like
I know,
Jimmy Craft
I know,
just sitting on my porch on the bayou. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I don't know,
you got,
just something about it, Jimmy Cray. But
did you put
uh,
your heat warming video up on using your candles? Or your room warming video up on Jimmy Craft? I haven't checked Jimmy Craft for a long time. I'm sorry.
I didn't put it on Jimmy Craft. I put it on. Hey, did you see
Rumble?
what I said in that video today? Do you
Which one?
know them some bitches over there at? I'm sorry, that's where we're at now. Um, let's just say the nice friendly people at that administer this platform. Let's just say uh,
Okay, yeah.
um, deleted all four of my videos because when I went up to repopulate them,
Right.
the ones just on religious exemptions and all that kind of stuff, and the work I was doing, the battle updates and all that. You remember those? They're
Yeah.
not there
Yeah,
anymore. Isn't
yeah, that's
that
messed
isn't that
up.
just
That's
a
messed
little
up.
odd? Isn't it just odd?
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I checked your Rumble video today, but I didn't really scroll through your channel. But didn't you post those on your Rumble channel, which is Forged Equity Project too?
I posted them on Rumble, but I
Yeah.
had them archived where kind of in limbo, uh, in private on YouTube, also.
Okay.
And for some reason, they're no longer there on YouTube because I had to kind of make them up on YouTube and then re-upload them on Rumble,
Sure. Yeah.
and so of course they're no longer available on Rumble either for some reason.
Oh
I don't
wow.
know. It's really odd because if I went
Well,
to my Rumble channel,
I think it was before I talked to you. I was talking to my mom this. I think it was Saturday or Friday or something, and was saying, because she's got a lot, in her area and the people she talks to, they're really worried about losing their job and stuff. And I said, well, hey, you should send them over to, see what James did, and that may be of some help. And then, yeah, then the other day I checked and they were all gone, and I'm like, what the hell,
yeah,
I was hoping those would be there,
yeah. Well,
but
it's the same thing they did when I was up at the rally in Vista
yeah,
uh,
right.
with
With
Peggy
Peggy
from
Hall,
yeah,
what's her name,
Healthy
the
American.
doctor.
They just straight deleted those even
Yeah.
before I had a chance to re-download them and archive them offline. They just deleted them. Well, that was what, a year ago? I don't know, 12
Yeah,
months ago,
yeah,
15
I think it
months
was a
ago,
year ago.
whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like, I got nailed for it was all Antifa videos that I was doing. That's how every single one of my strikes that I got on the channel that vaporized it was all on Antifa videos, you
Mm.
know. And it was like, all right, they just don't want me to cover Antifa and what the hell's going on, so whatever.
Well, just to since you mentioned it, they're massing up in Kenosha and
Yeah,
Chicago.
I
Right?
saw some of the shit outside. Two people got arrested, and
Yep.
I didn't watch a lot of it because I'm like, yeah, I'll just find out somewhere else, or I just don't want to spend time doing it. And
Hmm.
I mean, it got, I probably watched a half an hour of it on and off, and yeah, it got pretty
Well,
tense at one
I think
point.
the hammer's going to come down on that trial tomorrow or Friday.
Right. Well,
I
and
think tomorrow.
I was watching on Guns and Gadgets a little bit, and yeah, I appreciate his comment. Of course, Rick
Oh
Gore from
yeah, excellent
Good Morning
channel.
America.
Excellent. Yeah,
They're
excellent.
both former, law enforcement guys, and but one of my questions was, is the jury in a room where they have windows and they can see all this shit outside? You don't think that's going to make and hear them? You don't think that's going to make a difference in their factors in deciding the case? I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
and none of them has. I'm sure none of those jurors even knows what a smartphone is. So I'm sure they don't have any smartphones that they can look at anything on.
Right, right, right.
They've been confiscated and burned out in the back of the building. So I'm sure they won't know. They won't be influenced in any way. Ha ha. But yeah, I think
Hey,
you're right.
Stephanie Kerr, how you doing?
Hey,
Yeah,
Stephanie.
hi kids. Yeah,
What's up, Stephanie Kerr? Yeah,
yeah,
thanks for being here. Um,
yeah. Appreciate it, Stephanie.
yeah, but yeah, I just when Wolfie made that comment earlier about and about focusing on what's right in front of your eyes, it just keeps hitting me, and maybe it's maybe it's along the empathic lines she was referring to.
Sure.
I was into that for a while, for years, studying that kind of stuff, and I do believe in it. I'm not an expert. I'm not
Yeah,
any
no, I
way,
do too. I mean,
you know.
I think we've got a galactic wave of energy hitting us for the last couple of years, and I mean, like I said, I read a book 25 years ago. It's about the quickening and how things are going to change and how fast the pace of things is going to change, and we got the sun and solar minimum now, and I mean it does have an effect on people, and then we got the I guess it's going to be the longest lunar eclipse in like, geez, I can't remember the number, but it's quite a few decades, and it's like, okay, great, that's just another
Well,
sign. All this shit was foretold to us, back in the ancient times. Whether you go back even before the Bible,
yeah.
I don't want to get into too much esoteric stuff. That's another
Well,
show. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely keep track of that stuff.
yeah. Well, I was just wondering. I had this weird thought about 3 or 4 weeks ago when they started talking about the CME stuff, and
Yeah,
these
right.
big solar things that were traveling at like 100,000 miles, an hour or whatever the hell they were coming towards the Earth. And I was thinking, man, if I was like sitting, are you ready? You're not eating anything, right? I was just
No,
wondering.
no.
I was just wondering. Okay, this is just okay. I'm just gonna say it the way I thought it. Okay, I was thinking. Okay, say I'm out on my job, right, and this CME thing reaches the Earth, right, and it's like a big shock wave, right? Like a nuclear burst thing or some shit like that, right? Sorry, mom. And what would happen? Would you lose all your bodily functions, and would you just be sitting like in a pile of pee and poo, or would you start slobbering all over yourself, or who knows what's going to happen, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
scary. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, literally, the only thing that we have to really understand it is the Carrington event that happened in the 1800s, where the telephone poles were catching fire and all that crap, and that was,
Oh yeah, oh
or
yeah.
not telephone, that was before, it was telegraph wires. And it's like all these people, get your EMP shield or whatever. It's like, well, what good is that going to do you if all these I mean, it could be a terrorist attack, it could be something else that takes out substations everywhere. If you have no power coming into your house, what good are what good is saving your electronics? I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that if some of these substations go up, somehow, CME, terrorist attack, whatever, um, it's going to take years to replace them. You
Well,
know,
it's funny, just on the same line. Okay, I do a lot of driving, right? My job, right?
right, right,
Videos, right? Drive along with James time, right? So I do a lot of driving, right? So there's some areas that I go to up in Riverside County, right, that are pretty rural, right? And I drive by this one spot every day where it's a cell tower, and it's only like 30 feet off the highway, and it goes up, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 feet, right?
yeah, right, right,
There's nothing around it to protect it. You got those big 2, 3 inch wide cables going in it, and this and that, and all the conversion box and the digital connection boxes, right? There's nothing protecting it. So whether it's a CME, whether it's um, black hoodie people that want to do shit, and whatever. I mean, there's no protection there. They just built it like there's no security, there's no protection around. That's part of our infrastructure. I mean, you know,
right, right. Well, they won't harden the grid. Greg Allison, right, from
yeah,
Green.
yeah. Green Gregs, man, Green
Yeah,
Gregs.
that he's always on top of. We need to, for years been talking about, and they got some organization that fights for that stuff. But we need to harden our grid, and I agree with you, because I mean I got a cell tower that's like not even a half a mile away from me, and you go. I mean, you live. I'm not gonna say where you live, but I drive up and down I-5, and there's like a cell tower every half a mile or a mile.
Yeah. Well, and Stephanie just made a comment here too
Yeah,
about
yeah.
a sat phone is a sat phone and a satellite phone in a Faraday bag is your best bet. Well, yeah.
But if the satellites, they're gonna get fried first, right? As it comes in.
Right. Well, that.
No. Yep.
That's the domino effect.
Yep.
If it's actually a natural
Not
event,
be
if you
good,
will.
man. It would not be good.
No, but you can throw your small electronics inside your microwave and they'll be good.
Right, right. That's a Faraday
You
cage.
know,
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, that's a ready access Faraday cage built right there. But yeah, I'm just I mean, who knows what's coming next, right? Who knows what's coming next? It's day to day amongst all the other crap that's going on. So, um, and that's what we've been talking about forever is are you really connected? Are you really kind of hooked up with your community around you? Do you really how many people do you really know that say you live on a block and there's 30 houses on the block, right? How many people do you really know? Are you really connected? Are you really we've been talking about this forever, and I think most neighborhoods are not like that. So uh, I don't know. I don't know. It's I think it's long past. You know, like do you wake up one morning and go, "Gee, I wonder if I should I wonder if I should go down there and say hi to what's the name on that mailbox? Should I go say hi? Should I go get connected? And should I make friends? Should I say, hey, you keep 20-pound bags of rice in your house, and well, I got 15, 20 gallons of water. Do you need a gallon? Do you need a
Right.
5 gallon for 10?
Well,
I mean, stuff like that.
no, I agree with that, but I think you know my opinion on the World Wide Web and stuff. But I think since social media came out, people they can be they don't really think they need to be out in their communities and stuff. I mean, there are people that do it, that do a great job, but there's more and more people. I mean, look at all the kids that game all the time, and they have the headsets that they can talk during the games and they can bullshit and all that crap. And it's like, back in my day, if I wanted to play Nintendo or Atari, I'd ride my bike over to some kid's house and go, hey, can we play your new Nintendo game you got? Oh, my parents won't let me or whatever. It's like, okay, see ya. Whatever. It wasn't like you could do all this stuff on the fly, like, oh, I want to go, play a game or something. But
Well, I
live
think
in a different world, sure.
if a major cyber attack came and knocked out, like they just had one. I put something in Signal the other day about that. 30,000 websites went down.
Yeah,
And I think if we have a major, and a lot of people don't talk about that, but that's a reality now. And so what would people do? What would people do if your smartphone wouldn't work anymore?
right.
Yeah, it'd probably power up and all that. Yeah, but what
Hey,
if you couldn't communicate? What if
yeah,
you couldn't?
definitely. Wolfie, you back? She's off.
I'm
Well,
back. I'm
okay.
back.
All right. Let me put myself on mute. If you want to say something, go for it. So I know we've been
I yeah,
me and
I
JC can
didn't
sit
have
here and talk
anything in
all night
particular.
long, man.
I know I didn't have anything particular other than what I mentioned when I first came up. So
Well,
Okay.
Wolfie, I was out in a city real close to the California border. It starts with a
uh
Q,
huh.
um, and you know where that's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out there last two weekends ago, um, and I'm going to be heading out again in December. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
Yeah,
have a
that'll be cool.
big method to my madness of why I'm taking trips out there, but it's all, let's just call it preparedness and getting ready. So,
Right, right. Sharing
but
skill sets, networking. This is what we
yeah,
do.
yeah. So,
This is how we're gonna make it.
yeah,
We
yeah,
we have to band together. We can't rely on just ourselves and our prep. We
yeah.
we need help. We need each other. Yeah, I'm all for it. You're coming
Yeah.
out? Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, without specifics and all that, I know you don't want to reveal too much here, but
Right, right.
maybe we can. I do have an email that I use that's encrypted. It's I don't mind putting it out here because it is encrypted.
You can put it in private.
Yeah, I can do that in private. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot we're on stream here.
No,
Um,
you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
yeah.
the secure messaging. Well, people need to be vetted before they get into where me and a couple other people at for sure. But yeah, it's the best way to go when you're trying to communicate stuff that you don't want other people to know.
Exactly. There's certain information about your own preps that you do not tell anyone else unless they're in your community that you've banded with. It's safety reasons. Trust me, you need it.
I like that
And
comment.
you have to keep yourself safe, even from people that are in close communities that you did not band with, because if it comes down to the wire, and the shit does hit the fan, and you're in that situation, can you trust them? If not, you just gave them all the information of what you got.
Right.
So they know how to overpower you. So you got to be wise about it. Like,
Yeah.
we can protect ourselves and still work together.
Right. Unfortunately, these days you really got to vet people, um, you know, and get to know them, which
Well,
takes.
this is something that we have to do quickly. You have to get groups together
Right. No, I agree.
because it's very, very close. I'm just telling you that based on what I feel. It is very, very close. So we need to get this done as of yesterday. Communities, get them together. Start talking to people. You need to get yourselves out there.
Right.
It's not just, us.
Right. No, and I mean, you've been involved in some of the stuff that JC and I have been involved with, but
Right, right.
it just kind of peters out, right? And it's like, well,
It does, but
so
they, this is different.
no.
I'm just telling you based on what I feel, this is different. What I'm feeling now is different. It's a lot stronger. So it very well could be on some of our doorsteps. Be
Right, but
prepared
hey,
for it.
Wolfie, when you talk about energies and stuff, it's really nice to see. I was actually on Texas news the other day, and there's like three different school districts that are actually, people were standing up, in their school, district meetings, and I was like shocked at the local media stations in Texas. One was down near El Paso, one was near Houston, and one was near Dallas. And I'm like, I try to go to the school district's website to check the whole meeting, and some of them don't have it up there. Or, if it's up there, it's like 3 hours long, and I'm like, I'll try to get through this. But there's some parents out there. Don't mess with Mama Bear. I think
Right, right.
that's gonna be the new thing here coming up. Don't mess with Mama Bear when it comes to you know
Because
um,
she's not only in
parental
tune with
rights and stuff.
herself, but she's in tune with her family. You don't mess with her family. She's done what she needs to do to protect her family, and she's going to continue to.
Right, right.
That's the mentality we all need.
Which is crap because that's what men should be doing, right? I don't know what the men are doing, but
No,
man, the women are really
mothers have,
standing up.
okay. No, 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 no. Mothers have always been this way. We've just been
No,
quiet
no,
about
I agree with you on that point. I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is, where's the men? Why aren't they? I mean, I'm seeing more women stand up by tenfold than I am, men standing up.
it. And that would be because of pharmaceuticals.
Well, probably low
No,
testosterone.
it is because of the things that they've had us taking when we're pregnant, the
Oh,
vaccinations that they've given children when they're born. Those all play into the DNA strands that come through in our children because they've been damaged by vaccinations, they've been damaged by medications. So there are certain things that they take out and they don't tell you they're doing it.
we're not doctors on the panel, Mister.
I am a medical assistant though, and I
No,
have
no, no.
worked in a pharmacy.
No,
So
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is just for YouTube safety purposes. I'm not a doctor.
right, right.
I don't play one on YouTube. Whatever.
You do with the information what you will, and that's your call.
Right, right. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be
No,
nice
but
to have.
that's where your men are.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice to be
That
able to, be able to get on a stream somewhere And there's so many different avenues that you could go, but to get up where you're not going to get suppressed by talking about those kind of things, because that could be like, a couple hour conversation with multiple people,
Mm-hmm.
more, get more personal experience from people, that have actually gone through it. And I tell you what, my mom lives in let's just say it's kind of a retirement community, and they've lost, I don't know, quite a few people this year, and they all got, what, and we've talked about that before, and I think one
Right, right.
one lady had blood clots and crap, and yeah, they were
Mm-hmm.
old, but um, you know, it's just unfortunately, it's just a sad situation that we would need to go to a completely different platform somewhere and try to rebuild it to get talk about that and have an actual good conversation about it. But got to use the tools that we have available to us.
Right, right. I think everybody should have a ham radio as well.
Yeah, and at least the shortwave radio. I mean, I've got
Right.
one of the hand crank.
Because I mean, when the power goes down, you have no way to communicate.
Right. Yeah, and
Ham
have
radios come in
get
handy.
cranked one. Yeah, exactly. Because these people that have generators, you don't think your generator is going to get fried, you know.
Right, right.
Uh,
Unless they've got protection so that it does not get fried,
right.
which is the
Right.
EMP shields. So,
Right.
and they do exist. So,
Right.
Well, Lance made a good comment there. If you want to pull it up, Bill.
That one.
Yeah, par for the course, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a definitely an uphill battle, but
Yeah, it's tough, and even if you do get with like minds, you get to a point where everybody's pissed off, and they, oh yeah, we should do something. Then you start trying to talk about, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? And they just kind of like, yeah, they just give up and fade away. Well, we're gonna, I know I've talked to JC about this. We're just gonna go up in the mountains. Good luck, good luck. Good
Yep.
luck.
yeah,
Because with the technology they have now, if they wanted to find us, they've already found you. Let's just put it that way.
mm-hmm.
There is no hiding. Even if you don't have tech on you or with you at all, they can find you.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
all thermal now.
Yep, yep.
You giving off a heat signature, they know where you're at.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the FBI. Who knew? I mean, who knew at the time that they had a fixed wing aircraft up there, which I know which one it was. I'm getting feedback.
Yep, I just got it too.
JC. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but who knew until what? I mean, I was paying attention to what went on with was going on with the trial, but who knew that they had a fixed wing FBI plane up there that was just so happened to be, pointed at that area. And I mean, they freaked out here in Portland, during the riots and stuff where they were trying to burn down the federal building, because there was an FBI plane, and I think there's a Navy plane up there too, doing circles around Portland and crap. But yeah, I mean they can find you anywhere, definitely, especially with
See,
all the high tech satellite technology and stuff. Good. I mean,
right?
they can't find Bigfoot out there, I guess, but they could find your
Oh,
ass out.
they did. They
No,
did. But you
honestly,
think they're gonna tell us? Yeah.
no, no, no. I believe in Bigfoot.
With everything else they've got, they're not telling us nothing.
Yeah, no, I
But
believe
we
Big.
already know that's all
I've
there is
heard
to it. We already know.
I've heard too many stories up here in the Northwest, and been out here for 30 years and heard all kinds of firsthand and secondhand accounts of crap.
Right?
When I go up in the mountains, I'm like, ah, shit. I'm usually worried about a cougar, but it'd be like, sometimes I
Yeah.
go up
Just
there and
because
it's like,
you haven't seen them, don't mean they don't
right,
exist.
you don't see a cougar coming after you. That's for sure.
Exactly. How many? Okay, I'm in Arizona, and I've
Right,
never seen a Gila monster in the wild. I've
right,
seen it in the zoo,
right.
but that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Oh, Lance, no, it wasn't you two. It was Pilatus, PC9. It's the Army's got them too. I can't remember what designation they got for that. It's RC 20 something or something like that. I mean, my dad used to fly in Vietnam. He flew RU-21s over, let's just say, portions that weren't Vietnam, doing surveillance and shit. So, yeah. Oops, wait. I'm more worried about drones peeking in my kitchen window. Yeah, no doubt.
They don't have to peek in your kitchen window. They can see you moving around just by
Through your
looking down at your
walls.
house.
Right. They can
Yeah,
see through their
they
walls.
can see exactly what you're doing.
That could be Domino's there,
It's a scary
Stephanie.
thing.
Drone comes up, knock, knock, knock. Do you want a pizza?
Oh my God. I'd be like, I don't know if I want to eat that. What's on it?
Yeah, right.
You're gonna poison me with a drone pizza? No.
Well, but is that how lazy Americans in the world's gonna get?
Oh,
Wally
they've
style.
already been doing it.
I know.
They've
I
already
mean,
been
look.
doing it.
I know. I mean, look at
It's
Amazon.
sad.
People still buy shit off Amazon, but they bitch about how much money Amazon makes and how much Bezos is
Yep.
pissing away on his little, let's say, phallic symbol rocket. Taking people to space, but oh, is somebody in Michigan? Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, hey Lance,
Not
you
me.
too. That's a strategic reconnaissance, and there's not very many of them left. They wouldn't be using a U-2 for that. Cost too much. Plus, they'd have to fly from Beale in California, Beale Air Force Base. That's the only place in the United States where they're at. Bezos wants to keep this planet as a resort. All right, well, I know Elon Musk thinks we should all migrate to Mars, but then, what's going to happen to our DNA if we all move to Mars? We'd be Martians, probably. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I
Yeah.
choose to stay here.
Yeah, right. Well, you're down there where it looks like Mars, so, hey.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm like, nah, I like this planet. I'll stay here.
Well, I just watched a presentation on by let's just say the Tesla CEO. I don't want to flag too much algorithm here, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody you were just talking about, right? And he did a interview regarding AI, and he's predicting. Now, this is a guy in the middle of the tech world, and he's predicting that that by 2030, most now where are we at? 2021 here, so 9 years, right? So he's predicting by 2030 that um, and he was quite frank and like technically accurate about it. He said that by 2030, um, most what would you call it, dexterity skills of humans will be dramatically not needed anymore because of AI. Um, and when I listened to him, I was like, okay. I listened to that for about a good 20-25 minutes. I listened to him talking, and it's very and he's really worried about it, because I mean he's in a tech slash automation slash part of the business world, right? So he's very concerned that the human element will eventually, um, as far as manufacturing, producing, driving cars, driving trucks, the human element will eventually be, if AI gets to progress as fast as it's progressing now, most shall we call them human skills, normal traditional human skills will be in large part eliminated over the next 20
Right.
to 30 years. So,
And then we're gonna have to find means to survive. They're
right.
gonna start work camps.
Totally agree with that.
where they can give you a certain percentage of money so that you can survive. But you got to work because they
Yeah,
need the elements for those machines,
right,
Right.
and
exactly.
those
And
elements are in our earth.
that's something we're probably going to touch on. I know somebody is going to be up there.
Kind of seems like we're going backwards, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's something we're going to talk about on Saturday on the Stooges live show, Saturday evening. Is that Biden nominee? Damn, I can't remember what. Something with I think it's Treasury or something like that. Former Soviet Union. Uh, she came from the Soviet Union, and she wants to make the federal, the Fed have all our bank accounts and stuff. We'll dig a little deeper into that and talk about that Saturday night for sure. I know Watcher wants to talk about it because he's been keeping track of that for sure. Yeah, humans screwing up life on one planet at a time. Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, we got. I mean, they got to have somebody operating machinery, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. Sci-fi was pretty good back in the '80s. It predicted, robots mining stuff. So who knows? We are definitely getting into a scary world.
Yep.
Oh yeah, right, Stephanie. I agree with that. But hey, James, if you got something to say, I'm gonna let the dog out real quick.
Okay, Roger that. Yeah, sorry, just listening. Um, yeah, Wolfie, I wanted to ask you a question here.
Okay.
Since you have skills, let's just say, um,
No,
I've been hearing.
I do my best.
Yeah, well, I mean, along the lines of certain certain skills that you have in your perception and this and that, if you know what I mean. So I've been hearing people talk about feeling this onus, if you will, this feeling of foreboding, this feeling of I've been hearing more and more people talk about it.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're these folks are connected in ways that we know people can be connected, if you know what I mean, and
Right.
in tune with the earth, in tune with fields and frequencies and everything else, of course. But I've been hearing that more and more lately, and
Yep. It's because the energies are changing.
yeah, yeah, it's quite interesting, especially for the people that are tuned in, if you know what I mean, or have those
Right.
tools. But I'm hearing it more and more, and I don't know if I've heard anybody pinpoint it to one or two or three things, but they just have this general feeling that something is very ominous out there that's getting ready to slam down. Now I don't know if that's natural, synthetic, man-made, whatever it is. I don't
It's
know.
going to be all of the above.
Yeah, yeah.
All of the above. To, to be honest, I mean that's what I feel. I mean there's no question there. It's going to be all of the above.
Wow.
It's not going to be one thing. It's not going to be just this. It's not going to be just that. It's going to be all of it. Now, whether it's all going to be at once is the question.
Well, my general thought is looking at the last 6 to 8 years, I'll say, just in my perspective, okay, the last 6 to 8 years, in my opinion, things have been sort of lining up, not by our choice, but by other people's choice, if you know what I mean. Um, and it's been in the works for decades, but of course, I'd say the last 6, 8, 10 years, it's been really ramped up in um, pushing the human race in a certain direction. Um,
Right. They're
and I'll say
pushing us
that
backward is what they're doing.
right. Well, I'll say the
They don't
what's
want us to. They don't want people to get to a higher plane, is my opinion. If we want to get into that
Right.
stuff.
well, the old the prevalent thought that's been communicated, published, put on websites, certain organizations that they want to cull the population down to a certain number.
Right.
Um, I think that's the grand plan. Um,
Well, I mean, they're already doing that. Look at
right.
the last 2 years. How many people have we lost in the last 2 years that we did not lose 10 years prior?
Well,
Mhm.
not to, did anybody see that 100,000 people died
If you
last year?
look at the numbers, you can see they are doing it. They're just doing it slowly, right under our damn noses.
Right. Right. And I do think that's um, that's the yeah I agree with Stephanie. Stephanie just said they're in hyperdrive. I agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are. They're
And
actually steps ahead of us, and we need to catch up to that. We need to tune into what it is that's coming next, not what's going on right now.
Right.
What's coming next? How can I keep myself safe from that? Plan for the worst case scenario, but hope for the best.
Well, hey, Wolfie, I mean, I really love your opinions, and we've talked offline before, had some good conversations, but I think we also need to look at, history and see, are we going to
Right.
repeat? Where are we repeating history? Because I'm a big history buff, not so much, the medieval times or whatever, but
Well,
for,
believe it or not, all that adds up. If you look at each
yeah,
different civilization, each
right,
different major civilization, and I've watched so many documentaries, I've done so much reading. What I've actually noticed is that we are repeating exactly what those civilizations
I
went through.
agree, I
They
agree.
come to a very big high, civilizations are going great, things are going good, and then all of a sudden there's a major fall of all of it.
Right, it's
Where are
that.
we at right now?
Yeah, it's that old saying. I can't remember how it goes, but uh, Paul Harvey did that. Was it chains to liberty, and then liberty back to chains, or freedom? And that's, if you look throughout history, that's what's happened. I mean, look at Rome. Look at even some of the ancient empires, way before Rome. I mean, they just you know. I think what happens is people get too stupid and too reliant on stuff, whether it be, it could be some kind of technology, it could be um, just apathy or something like that.
See, you actually hit the nail on the head. We're relying on too many other things.
Right,
We're
right,
not reliant on what's most important. And what's most important is your life, your family. Isn't that the most important? So shouldn't you be tuning in at all costs, even if there's no danger around you, planning for worst case scenario? If this happens, what should I do? If this happens, what should I do? How do I prepare for that? Everything's safe, everything's quiet, but you're planning for it just in case because you never know. If you look internally, it helps you prepare mentally. Am I feeling something's out of place? So that you know when that's coming your way, you can feel it. And all of that is coming to a head.
right.
You
Hey,
can feel
Lance.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I love Paul Harvey, man. I'm a radio guy. And God, that guy was brilliant. Back in the day, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, no, I agree. But hey, I got a question for you, Wolfie. What say? Let's just put a scenario out there. Say you have family members, because I mean, America's. I mean, what's happened to the families in America is just ridiculous. We can pick out certain societal problems or whatever, but
Right.
how? What do you think would be the best route for somebody to go to talk to somebody in their family that they probably haven't talked to for a while and they need them, and or they're far away, or
What to wake them up?
well, no, just as support, or you were talking about how you need your family. Well, a lot of families are split up across America with
Well, see that that
and all that
that's a
crap.
judgment call.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make a judgment call at that point within families because I have a couple family members that I'm not close to. The ones that I am close to are the ones I'm planning on protecting, but I am going to do what I can for my other family members. I'm not excluding them, but they're not priority because I'm not close with them right now.
Right.
If that makes sense. Granted,
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
hate them. There's no animosities. It's
right.
just we're
Right.
not close.
Right. Also, it was just a question to spark a little bit.
I mean, that's what
Little,
I'm doing. I mean,
yeah.
that's not saying that that's what you should do. It's a judgment call. You have to follow what you feel. What is your heart and your mind telling you? And then come to a conclusion then. You've got to listen to both. Listen to heart and head. It'll tell you what to do.
I got a question, and we're not picking on you, Wolfie, but I want to hear your response.
Just
I
my
want to hear.
opinions on all this.
Well,
We like different opinions. We love it.
yeah. Well, my thing is, and I've been saying this for months, is I do think it will come down to. Okay, this is a big picture question here. I do think it will come down to um, survival of the fittest, meaning who has done the work, who's prepared, who's made the adjustments, who's been the forward looking, the critical thinking people. I
Right.
do think at some point, and I think it's coming up not, 10 years down the road. I think it's coming up pretty quick that
Yeah,
I
so do
think it
I.
will come down to survival of the fittest. What do you think?
Um, if it gets worse when it starts, then yes, it will, unfortunately. It will. We're gonna lose a lot when it starts, and I mean when it really starts, because it's gonna start slowly. That's what I feel. We're already starting to see they're preparing us for that. I mean, if you look around you, you can see they're preparing us. Hey, they're telling us, you better get yourself ready because it's coming to your door. Are
Right.
you prepared to protect yourself and your family? Even if you don't have a house and you don't have a car, what are you going to do? How are you going to protect your family? It makes you think. It really does. They've been telling us for quite some time. The last 2 years, it's been really hard. That's a hint and a half for our ass. You better start thinking for yourselves.
Right. Yeah.
Band with communities close to you. If they have skill sets that you need, well, you better start talking to them now because you're going to need each other. And then
Well,
when it comes down to the wire, when it gets worse, that's when falling out starts with those communities you're in. And then you have to start going it alone. How far are you willing to go? Is the question.
I think
I
there's
agree with Stephanie, but Wolfie, that's why it's nice to get to know people from other parts of the country because, who knows what's going to happen and where somebody could actually end up, and at
Right.
least you get, if there was, if it was really bad and I could make it my way down to California to meet up with JC, I'd probably do that, because I don't think I'm going to get anybody up here that in my area at least. I've tried it with some people, and it's all talk, no action, and it's like, well, why stay in my area if nobody wants to build a community and stuff, and it's the whole. I don't want to get too much into what we talk about privately, but it's um, for me, it's like is it going to be a nomad life or working
And see, and that's what we
relocate,
have to decide. Do we
right?
want to be nomads or do we want to stay within communities?
But then
That's
then if,
also another factor because the nomad life is very lonely.
yeah,
It
right.
is
But
very lonely.
the other thing about everybody fracturing is getting into factions and tribalism, which
Unfortunately, that
talking to
does
somebody the other
happen.
night
And
about
this is why you still use your critical thinking and you have to make judgment calls that it's gotten worse, it's time to move. But
right.
is that the life you want? Do you want that nomad life or do you want the life that you're in now? It's no different than what we're going through right now. Do we want to continue doing what's going on around us? Or do we want to do something about it?
And
I've
like
already started doing something about it. I've already started networking in my communities. We've banded up. When it starts, we're ready.
right. Well, and I think I get what Stephanie's saying there. Well, she's wondering where you're at, JC, but Now, what people forget is we peons have numbers to stop it all. Yeah, we do, but nobody's doing it. I mean, yeah, there's just
Right.
little pockets of it everywhere, but people are too.
It like I said, it's a matter in each one's community. How much are you willing to take?
Right,
Because every community, every city, every state is going to be different. You're going to have to make a judgment call with that that's going on around you.
right. Well, hey, what's your thoughts on? I mean, some people are. There's people out there that know way much or way ahead of me, but I think I've got a good, I've had a good pulse on what's going on for 20 years, and with the country and just in the world in general. And what do you think it's gonna? I think we have to think about the people that are becoming quote awake or whatever you want to call it, or be realizing what's going on. They're way behind us, right? And
Yeah,
they're in fear. They're in that what are the stages? Fear. You got flight or fight or flight, and I think they're in that flight mode now. And it's like, okay, when are people going to fight? Because as Stephanie said, we have the numbers, but it's you know
it's not time.
yeah,
It's not time for that
probably
yet.
you're probably right.
Just to answer
See,
Stephanie's question.
what I can already tell you is this, and this is just based on my own experience with my own family. When it's, say for instance, you're getting ready to take a trip, a 3 day, week-long trip, whatever. Everyone in your household, you're on that same energy length. So you got to prepare. The next day is the next hour, whatever, and you start your preparing. The energies, they will follow our energies. The younger generations, even though they've been bashing us to no end because we're old and we don't know what we're talking about, when it comes down to it and we move, they will move with us because they don't know what to do, but we do. They're going to rely on us then. But right now they're not. They're not ready for that. It's not time for us to move yet. Not yet. But we're pretty close, so be ready. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Just real quick interjection here, Stephanie. I'm in SoCal. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. But I mean, the younger generation, I really think they're gonna fall behind us. They're gonna follow us. Right now, they want to take it on their own and see what they can do. You've got to let them test their wings, just like a child leaving home. You've got to let them test their wings. They either fly or they fall.
Right. They take what their parents. I mean, when I was
Right, right.
and my parents are a pain in the ass and this stuff. But once I got to my after the military and I got out on my own after the military, wife and stuff. It's like, God dang, man, I'm thankful for my parents because they taught me right. Even though it was
Right.
it was hard back then, and in the
And then
'70s.
when they are gonna know when to move is when we act. It's no different than nature. Okay, look at birds, for example. If they've got a nest of eggs and they're sitting on their babies as they grow, all of a sudden a snake comes along and is about to get in. The babies can fly, but they don't want to fly at that point. But when danger strikes, they fly because they're following mom and dad's reactions, which is exactly what's going to happen. When it's time for us to move, we'll know it and they will follow
Right.
to
Well, and
protect
I think
themselves. They're going
about
to
my
follow us.
right, and I think about my grandparents who grew up in the Depression. Well, both my grandfathers. One was, he was deployed in Europe for 2 years, and was in combat and stuff. My grandfather he was a sergeant, and he was stateside. But these people, even my great grandparents, they worked hard in gypsum mines and whatever
Yeah,
job they get, whether it be a bus driver, they didn't complain. And they even when they got older, they didn't complain about crap. And nowadays, if something doesn't go right with somebody, oh my God, somebody said this, or this it's like, get over yourself, just suck it up. And I think my parents' generation, well, everybody, I hate that term boomers, right? Because I'm Gen
Yeah,
X. But I hate that because they learned from their parents and they taught us as Gen Xers, hey, life is rough, you got to work for what you want. It's not going to be handed to you, and you're not going to get a trophy for, losing a baseball game or something like that. And that's what happened in the '90s was when Gen X started having, just my opinion, Gen X started having kids. It was like, oh, we got a helicopter parent and do all this shit. And I mean, that's how I think. I'm not going to say what I think about the millennials, but I worked had enough of them work for me that it was like, oh my god, I can't believe this stuff.
I,
yeah,
I think one of the key words is resiliency. You
Yeah.
have to.
Hey, take it easy, Watcher. Yeah, have a good night, man. I'll touch base with you later. You know how to get a hold of me, buddy. But thanks for showing up, Watcher. Appreciate it.
I think resiliency is a key word, and that's such an all-encompassing word. And I think if you don't check off that resiliency box and check it at least once a week, once every couple of weeks, and ask yourself how how well positioned am I for to be resilient, to be prepared, to be ready. And I would say that that's probably one of the most important words you could repeat to yourself on a regular basis. How resilient am I? Am I ready? And because let's just like you say, Wolfie, it's we don't really know what's coming day to day, week to week now, um,
right.
because of
We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow,
yeah,
in
it's
an
all
hour, even.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, even in the next hour. I mean, for all I know, I could have a whole troop of friggin' tanks and the big old jeeps and everything just pull up in front of my house. I mean, I don't know, but am I prepared for that?
right.
I mean, think worst case scenario. The logic behind it happening, yeah, probably not. But you know what? At least I'm going to be mentally prepared so that I can physically prepare.
Right, right, right. Well, hey, Born Eraser, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks.
Hey, yeah, we've got to prepare not only ourselves physically, but we've got to prepare ourselves emotionally for this. What's coming? Are you ready for it? Because it could draw you to turn against your closest family member emotionally because of the stress, because of the heavy energies. It could cause you to turn on the people you love the most. Are you ready for that?
Right.
Right. Well, and
Are you going to actually prepare to start feeling what's going on around you, not just looking? Go outside, sit in the grass, close your eyes, and a moment where it's quiet, and just listen and feel. Focus on your breathing so that you're not thinking about anything, and then see what you feel. If you do that every day, doesn't matter how many times a day you do it, you actually start to tune into what's going on around you, not just what you can see and hear, but what you can feel. Is the energy changing? What's going on? Someone doesn't feel right. Okay, well, where is it? Who is it? You can feel it. All you have to do is just tune in. And tuning into us is what we need because you never know what's around the corner. But if you focus on what you feel, you can feel it coming before it comes to you. And you can get yourself to safety before it happens.
Yep.
right. And
Right.
it's good. I mean, James and I are pretty. You've known us for a while, but we're pretty hardcore, and we're driving every damn day. We're driving and talking, and we got a good core group of people again, and it's like we're driving, driving, driving. It's always good to get a somebody else's perspective. So I appreciate you, your opinions and your knowledge and wisdom and just perspective on stuff, Wolfie. I really,
I try to think outside the box.
yeah.
I'm like, I live in this society, but I am not of this society. Let's just say that.
Well, I think that's a huge mind shift um, for people. Some people it's too huge and they can't handle it, or
Right.
they won't decide to adjust to it. But I think that's a very key point, very key point, and I do that a lot. I do meditate um, from time to time, and I get to certain points where you have that, what's that phrase, stop the world from spinning around. You get to that point where you just gotta step back and breathe a little bit, and
Yeah, it's kind of like the phrase they had, a long time ago that still sticks. Stop and smell the roses.
yeah, I do
It's
think
the
you have to.
same thing. That's what that means.
Yeah, I think that's
Sometimes
it's
you
a
got
very
to
key
stop,
point.
tune in.
How do you get if
Hey,
your
we're getting
attitude? How do you?
feedback from you again,
Yeah,
JC. But
okay.
yeah, I think if it gets really really bad. I mean, I think one group of people in the whole country is going to be okay, and they're not even going to blink an eye. It's the Amish, right? you know,
They're prepared to do it alone without anything.
they're already doing it. And they've been doing it for
Yeah,
100.
they're doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're doing it. So, yeah,
there may be
you
a
might
good
want to start
idea. Move
looking
to
into that.
yeah,
That's an idea.
yeah, move to Ohio or Pennsylvania, and I mean, because it's just a little southeast of where I'm from in Ohio. There's huge Amish country, and we used to go down there every once in a while. And God, I mean, there is just the handcrafting of everything, and I remember my mom, my aunt, they like to go in and look at all the quilts and stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, how much time did that take to make that? Well, they didn't have the internet, they don't have TV, they get stuff done, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, JC. You got your headphones on or something, which is causing the feedback. But I'll probably run for a few more minutes because what are we at? Hour and 45 minutes.
Well, I'm muted out here. I got full signal, so I don't know what's
Okay,
going on.
that was just
But
weird.
yeah, well, I that's part of the. I said it before. It's uh I want to key in on this one point that Stephanie said. We can stop it. We could stop it, but where that's what we've been talking about and preaching and trying to build for a long time is um I don't I don't even I would venture to say, just in my humble opinion, that I don't know that um I don't know that we can stop what's coming.
No,
Um
I don't think there's a will in the American people right now. Maybe by the point it's too late, people are going to stand up in mass. Because that's one word I know you love to use, and um, I don't think anything's going to happen until people get into dire situations. And if this country gets into dire situations, I mean, we're already seeing crime go up, and you guys that live in California know all about it, where people walk into Target or Walgreens or wherever, and they rip off $800 worth of crap, and nothing happens to them. I mean, that's going to be coming to your town, at some point.
well,
Hmm.
there's plenty of video out there now. It's
Right,
happening. It's ramping up now. People are doing it
right,
more and more now, and
Yep.
so and I just I say, just like you're saying, Wolfie, you got to get in tune. You really got to stop and smell the roses. You got to get in tune. You got to stop and step back and say, hey, because you know most people are so consumed with what's going on their phones, what's going on TV, what's going on everything else. And I've stepped back. I personally stepped back from most of that shit, and
That's what
uh,
I did too.
and it actually brings a lot of clarity, and it makes you so much more aware um, when you step back away from the usual suspects, and it allows your, if you will, it allows your brain to breathe, and it allows you
right,
to really assess, and then maybe therefore make plans, assess, look at the big picture, and start changing. I talk about shifting paradigms, changing your mindsets. I talk about that all the time, and I don't get much response about it, but I sure hope people are thinking about it because we're at, one of my I won't say it's a fear, but one of my biggest concerns is that number one, I don't think we're going to stop what's coming, and
No,
number two, I could probably go to number 10, but number two, I'll say is that we're not number one, we're not going to stop it probably. Number two is so many such a high percentage of the population
yeah.
is
Hey,
not
good night, Stephanie. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate you showing up. Yeah. If you watch the replay, I'll try to put it in there, but it's Toby, Toby Remo Remo 1970 at gmail.com, which I think is in my about. Yeah, it's in my about tab. So I quit putting it in my description because nobody's emailing me. So anyway,
Mhm.
sorry, man.
Yeah. I think we lost Wolfie, but
Yeah, we lost Wolfie
Wolfie,
too.
if you're still listening, thanks for being here. Appreciate your
Yeah,
feedback
no, it's
and
always
insight.
she's always got a good perspective. So
I
yeah, I
hope
don't
she
know
comes
how
back
far
Saturday. Hope
go
she comes
tonight.
back Saturday to join
Um,
us. It's 6 p.m. Pacific time, right?
yeah, we're gonna do this every Saturday. We're gonna be on number 4 on Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, because we like to get our Eastern buddy in there because he's got a lot of good perspective too, which is always nice to hear from him and get his perspective from the East Coast side. And yeah, so 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Saturday. We're calling it the Stooges for now. We had my thought was three amigos, and then it turned into four. So, and then it was like I can't do three Stooges anymore, so it's going to be Stooges, and hopefully we can have people show up and get interaction there going and build out the community and of like minds and discuss it, a lot deeper with multiple people. And I do appreciate Wolfie coming up because, man, I've talked to her offline before for, quite a bit months and months ago, but she's always got good perspective for sure.
Yeah. Well, great feed and good broadcast here. You want to call it
Yeah.
that? But
All right,
yeah,
buddy.
great. And I know it's getting late, and
Yeah.
but we'll hope to see you there. If not sooner, Saturday, right? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and ramp it up. We'll have a good time. Have a good time. We always have fun on those feeds. So
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit last night. I wish, I'm not gonna say who, but they would have showed up because I mean we had some fun last night. If we could have broadcast what we were talking about last night, that would have been pretty powerful and funny stream. So anyway, all
right.
right.
Well, I'll offer my thanks to everybody for being here and
Yeah,
and
thank you guys.
participating
Appreciate
and
it.
commenting. And it's great, good to see it. And I don't have too much more else, but wishing everybody safety and wellness and all that good stuff. So I'll go ahead and bug out and close it out.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean, dude, we could talk for 4 hours straight, right?
Right,
It
right, right,
had the
right.
energy and the time. So
Yeah. Well,
thanks for
thanks
showing.
again. Thanks again for hosting and
Yeah, no
doing that.
problem, buddy. All right,
All
take
right.
care,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
And,
Thanks everybody for your participation. Appreciate it.
yep,
Thank you. Good
yep.
night,
Have a
everybody.
good one, everybody. See you guys.